So I want to thank our reader, Cindy Levy, for the great reading today, and Gary Lynn Floyd and our music team for the wonderful music that supports the message. This month of February, we're talking about love. And our message today, love is who you are. You might remember that last week we talked about how precious you are. And you are precious for a lot of reasons, one of which is because love is who you are. Today, you're going to hear more about just that love, the divine harmony with ourselves, others, and the world. Love is not something we earn, it's not something we seek outside of ourselves, it's our very essence. Love is the foundation, the expression, and the culmination of our being. Yet, how often do we truly remember we are love expressing? Well, before I continue, let me give you a question for the week. What is the one choice you can make today to embrace love is who you are? To remember, love transcends time, and to commit to unlearning fear and embracing love. One more time. What is the one choice you can make today to embrace love is who you are, to remember love transcends time, and to commit to unlearning fear and embracing love? In this small, peaceful village nestled among some rolling hills and a beautiful lake, there was a kind woman named Mira. She had a heart so radiant that everyone who met her felt instantly at ease. Yet she didn't see herself as special. She often doubted her worth, wondering if she had anything to give the world. Well, one day, an old wanderer came to the village carrying a mirror framed in gold, and he announced, "This is the mirror of love. It shows you who you truly are." Well, the villagers lined up eagerly, hoping to see something profound. But when each person looked into the mirror, they saw only their reflection, and they walked away disappointed. When it was Mira's turn, she hesitated. "What if it shows me that I'm not enough?" she whispered. The wanderer smiled gently. "Look, not with your eyes, but with your heart." Mira gazed into the mirror, and at first she saw only her reflection. But as she softened her focus and quieted her thoughts, the image began to change. She saw herself as a glowing beam of light, radiating warmth, kindness, and infinite love. And tears began to stream down her face as she realized love wasn't something she had to earn. It wasn't even something she gave or received. It was who she was at her very core. The wanderer nodded. "The love you see is always within you. The mirror just reminded you to look." And from that day forward, Mira lived with an unshakable sense of peace, sharing her love with others, not to prove her worth, but because it was as natural as breathing. I don't usually start with a story, but this week I just couldn't resist. A good story says a lot. And it's probably why we tell our children stories at night, and so many stories are handed down through generations. And after that story, I could probably quit now because you know that the story says that when we look with our heart, we see that we're loved. But you know, ministers, we love to talk, so you're going to get a bit more information. Love is who we are. And if we remember that, we can have that sense of peace and always be sharing our light and our love like Mira had. By recognizing love as your essence, you also see it in everyone else. And this perspective fosters compassion and unity as you realize that we're all expressions of that same divine source. Can you imagine a world where everyone embraced the truth that they are love? How would our interactions change? And how would we approach challenges? Marianne Williamson wrote, "Love is what we were born with. Fear is what we have learned here. The spiritual journey is the unlearning of fear and the acceptance of love back into our hearts." So today, I plan to challenge you to commit to this unlearning, to commit to being the embodiment of love, not just in your thoughts or your intentions, but in your every action. Because what I absolutely know is love transforms, it heals, it unites. And to embody love, there are a few things we do need to remember. The first being that you are not separate from love. Love isn't just an emotion or an action, it's the essence of your being. When you connect with that deepest part of yourself, you'll discover that love is always there, like a steady flame. And the second thing we need to remember is that love is infinite and self-renewing. You don't run out of love by giving it away. Now, that statement might sound like duh to you, and yet a lot of people withhold their love as though it's limited. And in truth, the more you give it away, the more you recognize it within yourself. Another thing we can remember, love dissolves illusions. When you return to the truth that love is who you are, illusions of fear, judgment, and doubt become like clouds covering the sun. They lose their grip. A Course in Miracles tells us nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. The belief in separation from love is the unreal that the Course is referring to. So when we return to the awareness that we are already love, we dispel that illusion. And another thing we can remember, love transcends time and cultures. I've been in a lot of foreign countries where I couldn't speak the language, and I was always grateful that a smile is so universally a sign of friendship and love. Lao Tzu said, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. This courage and strength are innate within us because we are love itself. And when we open to that truth, we tap into our eternal source that empowers us. You know, we can't control who loves us, and we can control how deeply we love and how much love we spread. You right, remember last week I quoted Rumi, the great Sufi mystic, as saying, "You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?" Well, the wings he was speaking of are the wings of love. Love elevates us. It allows us to see beyond fear, beyond anger, beyond separation. It lifts us up to a higher energy level and to a vibration on the planet that invites others to want what we have. The truth is, they already have it, though awareness is a key. I'd invite you right now to take a moment, and if you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes. Now, take a deep breath and center yourself. Place your hand on your heart and feel the rhythm of life. pulsing through you. This is a sacred energy of love. It's unending, it's unconditional, and it's boundless. So be aware of that energy. Because as the Course in Miracles reminds us, teach only love, for that is what you are. That statement invites us to embrace the truth that love is not something external. It's the very core of our being. And when we align with it, we begin to heal ourselves. And when we heal ourselves, we help heal the world around us. Ernest Holmes, our founding father, teaches love is the self-givingness of spirit through the desire of life to express itself in terms of creation. Basically, what he's telling us is that love is the creative force of the universe, and it flows through us as we embrace our divine identity. So let's embrace it. We embrace it because we know it is indeed God's language. Reverend Catherine Economou eloquently stated, love is the language of the divine. It is in every breath we take and every thought we think when we align with our highest self. Her words remind us that love is not only who we are, but the lens through which we experience life when we live in alignment with who we know we are meant to be. Every week, I've been describing spiritual practices that support the message. So why would you think this week would be any different, right? It's not. What are some of the spiritual practices that can anchor us in the awareness of living in alignment with and fully embodying the truth that love is who we are? Well, I'm going to give you a few, and some of them might seem familiar and might be ones you've already started to practice this year. The first one is heart-centered meditation. Sit quietly and bring your attention to your heart. With each inhale, imagine divine love flowing into you. And with each exhale, radiate that love outward to all beings. You might even repeat silently, I am love. Love is my nature. I am love. Love is my nature. Another way to embrace love is gratitude journaling. Write down 3 acts of love you gave or received each day. This practice rewires our mind to notice love's presence in our lives. Again, love that you gave or received. Another practice, sacred affirmations, daily reinforcing the truth, like I am a vessel of divine love, or love flows to me and through me effortlessly, or I am connected to everyone through the infinite web of love. There's a practice that the Buddhists do. It's a loving kindness prayer. And using the loving kindness prayer is another way that we can embody love. Practice silently offering these blessings. Begin with yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. That Buddhist song, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease, and may I be happy. It's such a beautiful prayer. And we can extend these blessings to a loved one or some other person, even someone that we find challenging. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. May you live with ease. It's a beautiful way to remember that love is who we are. And another way to remember is acts of service. Love is most profoundly realized through action. Find ways to serve other people without having expectations. And that's a big one. Serve without expectation of anything in return. As Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. So go do some small things with great love. And I want to remind you of what you heard in the reading that Dumbledore said to Harry Potter about love. Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living, and above all, those who live without love. I don't actually encourage you to pity the living, but I do encourage you to learn to live with love. As love, we see through the eyes of love. We speak with the voice of love, and we act with the hands of love. When we embrace that we are love, we truly become living vessels of divine love, and we bring that healing light to ourselves and to others. Actually, it ripples out to the whole world. So today, and for all days to come, may we each walk forth in the awareness of our true nature, knowing deeply and profoundly that love is who we are. And so, in summary, to learn to remember that love is who you are, embrace that love is who you are. It's not an emotion, it is who you are. And remember that the more love you give, the more you receive. There's not a lack of love around. It's not a bucket that's going to get emptied and not refilled. And then remember that love transcends time and cultures. As Rumi would encourage us, fly on the wings of love. And as the Course in Miracles says, teach only love, for that is what you are. And finally, commit to unlearning fear and embracing love. Love is the language of the divine. So use your spiritual practices to learn to embrace love. And above all, follow Mother Teresa's advice. Do small things with great love. So here's your affirmation for the week. How is it I so willingly, energetically, and effortlessly embrace love is who I am? Remember, love transcends time. And commit to unlearning fear and embracing love. And I challenge you this week to make a conscious choice to see yourself as love. to look into that mirror and look with your heart and let go of any fear or doubt that keeps you from knowing that you are love. And yes, again, I'm going to invite you to adopt a couple practices that strengthen your ability to remember that love is who you are. You can make up your own. You can use some of the ones that I suggested. One last reminder, if you haven't gotten your copy of the Wholehearted Journey yet, be sure to do that. We're following that journey this entire year. The daily readings will indeed remind you that you are loved. So let's close with a blessing that's inspired by love. Divine Spirit, we give thanks that the eternal truth that love is who we are. And we know that you are love and that we are your divine children. And therefore, we also are love. And may each of us remember to see through the eyes of love, to speak with the voice of love, to act with the hands of love, and to truly become living vessels of divine love, so that we can bring healing and light to ourselves, to our communities, to the world. So what I'm knowing to be the truth is that each of us is walking today in the awareness of our true nature. And we are remembering profoundly that love is who we are. I am so grateful that you have decided to spend some time with us today. And I'm grateful that you are here to be reminded of the essence of who you are. And it's from that gratitude that I release these words into the law of mind, spirit, and action, knowing the truth that the divine yes has already been said. So we don't really have to effort. We just need to open our hearts to the truth. We are love. So I say amen, and I invite you to affirm it with me. And so it is. And I am so grateful to everyone that continues to contribute to our community. I really want to say a special thanks to the people that are tithing and to those that are remembering every once in a while to send us a gift. It truly is a way that you share your love with our community. Enjoy our offertory song.